You'll pay for this, Evox!
I don't think so.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 saddest Power Rangers moments.
Die. No wonder you're so tormented.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the most tragic and tear-jerking moments our multicolored teens with attitude have endured in the franchise. Bear in mind, these scenes can get both heart-wrenching and story-heavy, so expect spoilers ahead. What Ranger moment made you burst into tears? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. Turbo's ending. Power Rangers Turbo. When Turbo finally concluded, it ended on one of the darkest, most somber notes for the franchise. First of all, the Rangers barely made it out alive fighting a powerful monster, at the cost of their Zords and weapons.
All systems are down! Power shells are gone! I can't believe this is happening!
We're history! How could this happen?
Next, the Rangers' allies left to try and rescue Zordon, who's been captured. To top it all off, Divatox unleashed a massive invasion on the power chamber, and although the Rangers fought valiantly, it was all in vain as their stronghold was reduced to rubble.
Bye-bye, Rangers.
We admit Turbo was a divisive season, but to end it in such a hopeless scenario is pretty shocking, and yet it warmed our hearts to see that the Rangers didn't give up after all that. Number 19. Void Knight and Void Queen. Power Rangers Dino Fury. Like the Rangers, Void Knight has been on his own quest to collect all the Sporix, but his intentions aren't as nefarious as you'd think. He only wants the Sporix power to heal his wife, Santora. Years ago, they were being held hostage at Area 62 by the government, along with their infant daughter.
We only came to Earth to scavenge.
Our people need supplies for their ships. We've got to get it all home to them.
I'm afraid this facility is your home now.
Santora was fatally wounded, and Tarek had to give up his only child, leaving him all alone in a strange new world. He never wanted to destroy the Earth. All he wanted was to restore his wife and live in peace.
Imagine how strong we could be. Imagine the revenge.
We don't need revenge. We just need to get off this wretched planet.
Unfortunately, when Santora was restored, she turned herself into the insidious Void Queen to make all of Earth suffer for the pain humanity caused her. Number 18. I'm sorry, brother. Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Despite being mostly a machine, Steel was a hero through and through, and acted more human than robot. He became the big brother Nate never had, so when Evox's master plan came into play, Steel didn't hesitate to go after him to try and finish him off.
It's all on me! Don't get any closer! It's too intense!
Unfortunately, his plan failed, and Evox fatally wounded him. Nate was forced to watch as his only brother faded out of existence. However, Steel's sacrifice was not in vain, as the rest of the Rangers didn't back down and kept fighting until Evox was finally destroyed. For his courage and bravery, Steel was miraculously revived and rewarded with his fondest wish, to be fully human.
I can't believe it! It's me! Steel! Hold on a second. I'm human.
Become a WatchMojo channel member and get exclusive perks like Mojo emojis, loyalty badges, priority comment replies, and exclusive members-only content, including live list rankings with the Mojo staff and peeks behind the scenes. Don't miss out.
Number 17. Toxica's usefulness. Power Rangers Wild Force. They may have been bumbling, but Jindrax and Toxica's loyalty to the Org's cause should never be put into question. They would give anything to the true master, including cutting off their own horns. To prove herself to Mandalok, Toxica did just that, even though it severely weakened her.
This is just a horn. I would give anything for my master.
Can't you see? The others are just using you.
Be quiet! I trust them with my life!
And how was her dedication rewarded? By Mandalorian mocking her and using her as a shield against the Rangers. Not only did Jindrax lose his best friend that day, but he lost faith in his own kind, knowing that his and Toxica's loyalty was greatly disregarded.
You don't deserve anyone's loyalty! You've destroyed my best friend and my faith in orcs.
Thankfully, Jindrax managed to bring Toxica back, and now they have a chance to carve out their own destiny. Number 16. Zeo and the Sporix. Power Rangers Dino Fury. Zeo is determined to rid the Earth of the dreaded Sporix, but it turns out his connection to them runs a lot deeper than we realize.
So you haven't told me. Zeo isn't the great leader you think he is.
What are you talking about?
Millions of years ago, Zeo's people, the Rafkonians, created the Sporix to help boost their defenses. Zeo's closest friend, Ion, warned him that using the Sporix would be dangerous. But Zeo didn't listen, and when the Sporix were unleashed, they went rogue and all but destroyed their planet.
You could have stopped the Sporix beast from ever existing? And you didn't tell us?
Even if he himself didn't create these monstrosities, Zeo's poor judgment played a part in his planet's devastation, but the guilt he carries motivates him to make sure no one else shares the same fate. Number 15. The Green Candle. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
It's made of very special wax. When it burns out, Rita will have stolen your powers.
As revenge on Tommy for defecting to the Rangers, Rita uses a magical candle that drains his powers as it burns. Despite Jason's best attempt to retrieve the candle, he's unfortunately unsuccessful, and the candle burns out. And with it, the Green Ranger powers.
Don't worry, I'll be alright. Huh?
In a last-ditch effort to prevent his powers from falling into Rita's hands, Tommy gives his power coin to Jason, ensuring his legacy will be protected.
It's over, isn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
And Rita?
With the coin in Jason's hands, the power is protected.
It's a somber moment as Tommy's powers slip away, and he's forced to say goodbye to the friends he had just made, though there is a silver lining as he finally gets to express his feelings towards Kimberly. Of course, we all know that Tommy would be back.
Guess who's back?
Number 14. The Sad Story of Frax. Power Rangers Time Force.
Humans are our enemies!
Humans are your enemies! I should know! I was human when you destroyed me!
It turns out that Frax, Ransik's robotic henchman, was once a human scientist named Dr. Frax, who showed kindness and compassion toward Ransik when he was sick.
Humans, mutants, robots, it makes no difference to me.
The mutant criminal showed his gratitude by setting the good doctor's lab ablaze and leaving him to die. While Frax survived, he rebuilt himself into the robot scientist we know today, forcibly pulled into his master's cycle of hatred and vowing vengeance right under his nose.
I showed you kindness, and you showed me hatred.
What's even more tragic is that when he finally tries to break the cycle in the season finale, Ransik reprograms him into a fully loyal slave, snuffing out the very last trace of Frax's humanity. Hopefully now Frax can find peace.
There's hope for her.
Nadira, wait! Wait, I was wrong! You don't have to hate! You can break the cycle of hatred! Never give up!
Number 13. The End of the Thunderzords. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was hard saying goodbye to the Dinozords in Season 2, but the Rangers got new, more powerful Thunderzords that couldn't possibly be destroyed, right? If only it were true. But one day, the Thunderzords found themselves in an ambush led by Rita's brother, Rito Revolto. The monsters pushed the Zords to their limit until they couldn't stand it anymore and were destroyed in the most gruesome way. Having the Rangers lose a fight this intensely was hard enough, but to see them literally fall to pieces, it was just gut-wrenching. More so when we saw the Rangers react so helplessly as their most trusted weapons collapsed before their eyes. Number 12. Decker and Dayu's Tragedy. Power Rangers Samurai. It's been said that someone can willingly trade their humanity to become a Nylok,
Simply trade your human existence to become a Nylok. Willingly give yourself over to them and pass through the gap.
How do we know this? Because we've seen it happen to Decker and Dayu. Long ago, they were a happily married human couple, but when disaster struck, Dayu begged anyone to save her beloved from dying. The insidious Serrator answered her call, saying that he could save Decker if Dayu gave up her humanity.
I can save him for a price.
Please.
Simply trade your humanity for an eternity in the netherworld.
Dayu agreed and Decker was saved, but to live a cursed life as a half Nylok with no memory of Dayu or the love they once shared. Worst of all, Dayu remembered everything and was forced to carry the torment of having her former life stolen from her. Number 11. Deleted. Power Rangers RPM. The final battle against Vengix takes a grim turn when the Rangers learn that the tyrannical computer virus can delete anything and anyone out of existence. He prepares to delete 2 of the Rangers, but Jem and Gemma push them to safety and take the hit instead.
Gemma!
No, what did you do?
No.
The twins then demorph and slowly fade away, saying their goodbyes to their dearest friends before completely dissipating. It's always tragic to see a Ranger pass on, but for the 2 fun-loving pyromaniacs to be snuffed out protecting their fellow Rangers is just heartbreaking. Thankfully, the twins don't stay gone for long, and make a miraculous comeback to put an end to Vengix's rule over Corinth for good.
Gemma!
Number 10. Sky's Saddest Memory. Power Rangers SPD.
You ever wonder why Sky desperately wanted to be the Red Ranger? It all goes back to his father, one of the earlier Red SPD Rangers. He put himself on the line every day to protect those in need. He was the kind of hero Sky aspired to be like. However, one day it happened. Officer Tate went toe-to-toe with a dangerous criminal named Mirlock, and didn't make it out alive.
That's the most amusing story I've heard in years.
What?
This became Sky's saddest memory to date, and it motivated him to train even harder so that he could follow his father's footsteps. While he didn't get his way at first, his time in Red would come sooner than he thought.
Here. Take it. What? It only seems right that you bring him in. Do it for your father.
Number 9. Tommy's Death. Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In the Boom Studios' Shattered Grid arc, Tommy and Kimberly just finished an awkward date, and she's hesitant to kiss him. But before they can remedy that mistake, Tommy gets a fatal surprise: Lord Draken. This diabolical counterpart stabs Tommy in the back to steal his power, and leaves him for dead. Tommy slowly passes on in Kimberly's arms while she tearfully begs him not to go. But it's far too late. This moment is even more tragic, considering how Tommy's actor, Jason David Frank, tragically passed away in 2022. But while Tommy in the comics could be revived, the same sadly cannot be said for the real one. Number 8. Magna Defender's Redemption. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Father, help me!
Drop your weapon or your son is doomed! Let him go, fish face.
Long ago, the Magna Defender was a seeker of justice and a loving father. But when his son Zika was maliciously murdered, he became obsessed with revenge against those who have wronged him.
Zika, please! No! Get up!
Going so far as to use Leo's brother Mike as a host, and endangering the colony Terra Venture in desperation. But upon seeing the Rangers willing to risk their lives to prevent one of the colony's mountains from exploding, Zika appears to him, telling him that it's never too late to redeem himself.
Father, that warrior's still inside your heart. I know it is. If you fight for what's right, you will honor my memory and will always be together.
And so the Magna Defender heads into the mountain's core to make the ultimate sacrifice and save the colony, with the spirit of his son by his side.
You were right, Zika. Goodness is still in my heart.
I'm proud of you, Father.
No, Zika. I am proud of you.
Number 7. Alphabet Soup. Power Rangers RPM.
You do have a wish, don't you?
I wish I could remember my name.
The entire setting for RPM is a gigantic tragedy. A world enslaved by a sentient computer virus, and so many innocent lives lost in the crossfire, some for the safety of others.
Marcus, no!
So how did this all start? When Dr. K was a child, she was abducted by the corrupt government agency Alphabet Soup and deceived into creating new technology for them. They robbed her of her childhood, so she created the Venjix virus as payback.
Meet Project Venjix.
But it ended up spreading worldwide and conquering Earth. From then on, Kay will have to live with the pain knowing she doomed the world, now doing whatever she can to make amends for her mistake.
No! I just wanted to go outside!
Number 6. Kimberly's breakup letter. Power Rangers Zeo.
Hey Tommy, a letter came for you.
Yeah, it's from Kimberly. Alright, cool. Hey Adam, will you do me a favor and read it?
For the first 3 years, Tommy and Kimberly seemed like the perfect pair, fighting side by side as Rangers, and as the series' first major power couple. However, 1 year after Kimberly's departure, a bombshell drops on Tommy's life, in the form of a Dear John letter.
It's both been wonderful and painful at the same time. Tommy, I've met someone else.
The former Pink Ranger has apparently met someone else, and asks in her letter for forgiveness, obviously knowing how heartbroken Tommy would be.
Tommy, you know I would never do anything to hurt you. But I feel like I found the person that I belong with.
The Pink comic miniseries adds an even more gloomy feeling to the letter by suggesting that there is no someone else, and that she broke it off with Tommy feeling like they've grown too far apart, which sadly can happen with some long-distance relationships.
Please forgive me, Kimberly.
Number 5. Billy's big mistake. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always. In the 30th anniversary special, Billy tries to restore the fallen Zordon, but he ends up bringing back something worse, Rita Repulsa.
After all these years, I'm free! It's time for revenge!
No, it can't be.
In her new robot form, this time she's out for blood. She makes it clear when she fires a deadly spell at Billy, but Trini swoops in and takes the blast for Billy, dying instantly. By now, we all know how Trini's actress, Thuy Trang, tragically passed away in 2001, so the show had to address it at some point. But to have Billy carry the guilt over his friend's sacrifice is just heartbreaking. Thankfully, Trini's heroism wasn't in vain, and the saber-toothed tiger legacy is in good hands with her only child, Min Kwan.
It's Morphin time!
Mastodon! Pterodactyl! Triceratops!
Saber-toothed tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Power Rangers!
Number 4. Cole's parents. Power Rangers Wild Force.
Excuse me, have you seen these people?
No, stay away!
Raised in the jungle as a baby, Cole hopes to find his long-lost parents, Richard and Elizabeth Evans.
Do these people look familiar to you? Thanks anyway.
What he finds instead breaks his heart. A news article announcing their presumed death and their graves.
I came all the way down here to find my parents. And all I have left are these gold stones.
There's a faint glimmer of hope that they may be alive, but the sad truth is later confirmed. Master Org, who was once a human and their close friend, murdered them in cold blood for betraying him.
I've finished off your parents, and I enjoyed every single minute of it.
While Cole will never get to see his family again, what he can do now is honor their memory by continuing their dream of helping save the Earth, and not seeking revenge like their so-called friend.
I won't take that path.
Number 3. The end of an era. Power Rangers in Space.
Zordon?
Yes, Andros, it's me.
The main storyline for In Space was the ongoing search for Zordon, the original mentor who was abducted by the United Alliance of Evil at the end of Turbo. When Andros finally found Zordon, the situation was grim. The Alliance had nearly conquered the universe.
You can stop it from happening.
How? Tell me.
Shatter my energy tube.
No!
Only the good energy from my tube can destroy the forces of evil.
Knowing that there was not much left to do, Zordon ordered Andros to shatter his energy tube, which would kill the old sage, but unleash a wave powerful enough to destroy the evil forces.
Zordon, no!
You ask too much. I can't do it. I won't destroy you.
For 6 years, Zordon had helped so many Rangers grow into young warriors, but he willingly sacrificed himself for the safety of the universe, as well as giving several villains a second chance.
Number 2. Kendrix's Sacrifice. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Got to do something. I'm the only one that can save her.
We've talked about this one so many times, and yet it still gets the tear ducts flowing. In part 2 of the In Space and Lost Galaxy team-up, a deadly storm caused by Psycho Pink threatens to not only destroy Cassie's powers, but also the colony of Terra Venture.
Kendrix, get out of there!
Kendrix manages to silence the storm, but gets disintegrated by the backlash, making her the first main Ranger to die in the line of duty. Kendrix's actress was undergoing chemotherapy at the time, so it felt proper to write her character out as the hero more than willing to die for her home and the people she loves. However, never rule out an unexpected miracle.
I'm okay. I'll always be here.
Number 1. Saying Goodbye. Power Rangers Time Force.
I wish you could stay.
Me too. But we both know I can't.
With all the mutants and Rancic incapacitated, the Time Force Rangers mission is complete, and the 4 Rangers of the future must say goodbye to Wes. After a long journey, growing from reluctant teammates to partners in crime, Jen and Wes tearfully confess their love for each other, wanting nothing more than to stay together, but they know they can't as they're from 2 different time periods, so they reluctantly part ways without a single kiss. The sad truth is that no Ranger season lasts forever, and it's painfully tragic to see a team split up after all they've accomplished together, not just as heroes, but as a family.
I should have told you this a long time ago. I love you.
I love you too.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.